So let's start with your background. Could you tell us a little bit about how you were raised, and then get into what inspired you to create R&H Creative Advocacy and Storytelling?
Absolutely. Starting with how I was raised, I love stories ever since I was really little. One of my all-time favorite activities, when I was a kid, was having people read to me. To this day, I still love listening to storytellers. I still love hearing all of that. But I grew up in a house that was filled with stories. Some of them good, some of them bad. I learned at a young age that we have to use stories responsibly, as well as using them to communicate instead of to hold back. And so I spent a lot of my time in that. I always attribute my father being one of the earlier storytellers that I knew. Um, in good ways and bad as well, but in a way that really taught me the value of words. And so when I was a kid, I remember being, I think it was like first or second grade. I was told I was a prodigy.
Okay.
Well, then when he was close to third grade, my father actually passed away. Um, and that's where my mental health struggles really kicked in. I had always had a hard time with them before then, but I have learned over the years of my life that there is nothing quite like losing a loved one.
Mhm.
Um, in third grade, I went from that prodigy to one of the more disruptive, angry students, or so my teachers told me. Their opinion of me very much changed radically, and that lasted into high school and into college. I remember hearing a lot of people telling me that I was going to end up in jail, or I was going to be a monster, or I was going to be on the streets. Many influences who should have been supporting me did not. Luckily, I had some very key people in my life who helped me out. My mother, in particular, has been through a lot and has taught me a lot about the mental health advocacy kind of things. But one of the things I really understood at a young age was what I was experiencing is not what people should go through. No one of any age should be told those things, especially a kiddo who's only like 8 years old. The other thing that I learned in that was how much stories really are a connector to our humanity, especially those of us who are struggling. It is this great art form that can help us understand and empower ourselves. And so going into high school, I was really a point where I started to have some change in my life, had teachers who actually supported me in a program that I was in. I remember my math teacher, math is one of my worst subjects. My math teacher fought hard for me. He gave up numerous lunches just to help me pass algebra. My English teacher told me I was a gifted writer. I got into college. About that time, I was already working within the neurodiverse community, volunteering, helping, doing what I could. I remember going to college and already shattering expectations people had. After that, not long after that, I ended up in the healthcare field, serving as a mentor, which I've been doing for 10 years, helping out with various different events. And then in 2021, I was once again, as many of us with mental health needs know, there is never 100% security in our lives. We always have to work to make sure every day is a good day. I was at another point where I really needed to radically change my life. It was a time, early like mid COVID, a lot of things happened out in the world, and my own life was a little bit in chaos. And I remember having this moment where I was sitting there crying on the couch, and I was like, "What am I going to do with my life right now? I don't want to leave my job, but I need something different." And I went, "I'm going to be a storyteller." And in that moment, I jumped up, smiled as big as I could, and went, "This is one thing I'm supposed to be doing right now." Since then, opened my business in December of 2021, like 2 weeks later. Took a while for it to get started. But since then, I started doing D&D, advocacy, problem solving, events, all different kinds of things. And I'm proud to say it's at a point where I'm actually contemplating having to hire my first employees and
There you go.
do work. And I've been, highlighted internationally in certain elements. I've been building connections, but the best thing is the fact that what I do, what I've taken from the lessons of my life is to carry empathy and kindness and patience, and it has helped so many people. Yeah. Very quick summary of my life there.
If you like that clip, go ahead and hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to catch up on all of our latest content. Don't forget to hit the notifications button when you do subscribe so you can get updated every time we release content. We release content every day, whether it's an actual show or clips from the shows. So go ahead and subscribe, like, comment. Also, don't forget our Patreon page where you can find our Talking Straight-ish and After Hours Uncensored episodes. That's patreon.com/Unsolicited Perspectives. But once again, thank you again for listening to Unsolicited Perspectives. I'm your host, Bruce Anthony, and I'm going to catch you next time. I'll holla.